welcome back to another session on grammar and usage. I hope you're all keeping safe, and I do hope also that you are writing down the notes. See, if you don't write down the notes, especially grammar, we have a tendency to forget. So kindly take down notes and also try to use them in your daily conversation. You can speak to your friends also to improve your grammar or spoken skills. Okay, so let's get to the topic. Today I continue with the tenses. We stopped with present perfect tense. Now, present perfect tense, I told you, it is an action that began in the past, but the result is now. Yes. So now we move on to the present continuous tense. You may have a little confusion because all these tenses, sometimes this continuous tense, especially continuous tense and the perfect tense, they start in the past. I did teach you about the difference between time and tense. So don't just take the time or just take the subject of time alone, or don't think about time alone and then judge the tense. So you have to use your common sense also. So this here also, it's an action that takes place in the past, but it is continuing at the present time. It hasn't stopped or it hasn't completed. Like you have the continuous tense which you started in the past and is still continuing. So likewise you also have an action here also, present perfect tense. It is also known as progressive. Okay, continuous tense, it has another name, progressive. So present perfect continuous is also known as present perfect progressive. Both are the same tense. Okay, so you don't have to worry about that. Now, what is present perfect tense? It shows an action or something that started in the past and continues or is continuing at the present time. Okay, now let's look at how the present perfect tense is formed. Now present perfect continuous is formed. Now present perfect continuous is formed by adding has or have plus one more verb. You will have one extra verb, and that is been. Okay, earlier in the perfect tense we had only has and have, the helping verbs, has and have alone. But here you have two verbs. In present perfect continuous tense you have two verbs. Okay, and that is has for he has, she has, it has, the third person singular, and have for the rest of it. Okay, and has or have been. So two verbs plus the verb plus ing form, V1 plus ing form. Now take a look at, we will be moving into detail how it is formed, but let me just give you an example. Now how is it different from the present perfect tense? Now look at this example for instance, my dear children. I have cooked dinner. What is this tense, or which tense is it? Have cooked. So what is this tense? Have plus cooked. Have and cooked. Cooked is the V3 form, the past participle. So which goes with the past participle? The perfect tense. Okay, so have plus the V3 form. So this is which tense? Present perfect tense. Okay, and this one, you look at this. I have been cooking dinner. This is in the present perfect continuous tense. I have been, two verbs. I have been cooking dinner. So altogether this will tell you that it is a present perfect continuous tense. Now what's the difference between these two tenses or these two sentences? Now if you pay attention, it looks similar, but it is not so. The first sentence, though the sentence is written in the present perfect tense, it shows a past action. I have cooked dinner. It is telling you of a past action which began in the past and has been completed. It is over. When I say I have cooked dinner, I mean, or I state that my job is over. It is done. It's served. I have finished or completed the work. Okay, I have cooked dinner. It's over. The action is over as of the present, the now. We studied that in the last video. So the result is now. I have completed, just over. It's over. It's done. But what about the second sentence? I have been cooking dinner. What about that? I have been cooking dinner. It means that I have started cooking in the past and I am still continuing. I haven't completed. I haven't finished cooking. there are still some more job or some more dishes to make, or I have not finished with cooking yet. So I'm not done. So that is the difference. The difference is these two actions, they begin in the past. The past perfect tense tells you that the action is completed. Sometimes, we discussed you have to go back. There are exceptions. Certain places, certain rules will keep changing. That you have to go back again. You have to use your common sense. You have to go back and look at the video, the last video, to understand better. Now let's do with the present perfect continuous itself. So here it means that the action is over. Okay, so how do we form this verb? I told you the instance of forming the verb. Let me explain that in detail. I hope the sentences are clear to you and how you make them. We haven't started using where and when we should be using present perfect continuous tense. I just told you the difference between present perfect tense and present perfect continuous tense. First difference lies in what? Lies in the rule. The first difference is in the rule. See, in the present perfect tense, what is the rule? The rule is has or have plus the V3 form of the verb. But in the second one, that is present perfect continuous, the rule changes. What is the rule there? The rule is have or has with one more verb, an extra verb, which is that been. Has been or have been plus the ing form, the continuous form. Clear? Okay. So how do we form this verb? I, you, we, they. Okay? I'm going to group these together. I'm not going to group them according to singular and plural. I feel this is easier for you. It will be much more easier for you to comprehend than going the rule wise, like putting them in singular and putting them in the plural. So I thought I'll just group them together, that is the singulars as well as the plural. I and you are singular, of course you comes in plural also, in the plural form. So I group them together, and the third person singular alone I shall group as one. He, she, it. This is the third person singular, and any name as of singular. Okay. Now, I, you, we and they. Which one will come here? Have been. Okay. That is the form. And he, she, it and name as of singular. What will come there? Has. Has and be. Okay, so it will be easier for you. If I group it like this, I think this is easier. If you feel that the earlier one, that is grouping them into singular and the plural form, is easier for you, that it's up to you. Whichever form is easier or whichever form helps you to learn better, you can use that form. Now, and what is the next? How do you form the verb? Verb is formed by adding an ing form. For instance, I have been watching. Watch is the verb. It is in the V1 form, the root form, the base form plus ing. So I have been watching, you have been watching, we have been watching, they have been watching, he has been watching, she has been watching, it has been watching. Name, for instance, say Lakshmi has been watching. Clear? So, this is how we form the present perfect continuous. Okay, and this tenses. Now let's look at where the present perfect tense are used. So it starts in the past and is still, there are instances where you use it in two different ways. The first rule is it starts an action that starts in the past but is still continuing. That's the example we saw in the beginning. I have been cooking dinner. Another example would be he has been sleeping for 5 hours. He has been sleeping for 5 hours. Okay, that is he's still sleeping. For, look at the word for, that shows a duration also. It shows a period. Okay, so he has been sleeping for 5 hours is in the present perfect continuous tense. The action of sleeping is sleeping, and he started sleeping sometime say 5 hours back and is still sleeping. He has not woken up. The next one, they have been building the bridge for several months. So they started constructing the bridge, and the bridge is still under construction. It is not completed or it is not finished. Okay, so they have been building the bridge for several months. The next, another instance would be they have been playing since 4 o'clock. So the children, they were asked to sit and study and they are still playing. Yeah, so they have been playing since. Another word, another clue word would be since. That again shows a period of time. So it's easy for us to understand. Some of these are called clue words. They help us to understand or comprehend which tense we have to use. It shows a period. It has started in the past and is continuing for some time. That period is shown. Okay, so so they have been playing since 4 o'clock. Clear? And the second rule is, so the first rule, I hope you understood the first rule. The first rule is it starts an action that starts in the past and is still continuing. Okay, and the clue words would be for and since. All these for and since will tell you that it's still the child, the action is still continuing. Now next one. The next rule is, this tense is sometimes used for an action that has already been finished and the continuity of the activity, however, is emphasized as an explanation. So the action has already been finished, it's over, the action is over, but the continuity of that action is emphasized. What does that mean? I'll give you the example. Now, my eldest daughter or my son has been watering the garden, okay, and he comes, he is all wet, he is all drenched and wet. So naturally, I would be asking, why are your clothes wet? So, and he would give me an explanation with an emphasis of the activity that is continuing, to show the emphasis of that particular activity. So here he emphasizes the continuity of the activity. For instance, and his explanation would be, I have been watering the garden. See, the action is over, but my question is, why are your clothes wet? And he gives me an explanation with the emphasis of the activity that he has been doing. Okay, and that explanation, the activity, or there is a continuity of that activity in his explanation with an emphasis. Okay, so I have been, or Amma, I have been watering the garden. Okay, so the action is done and the explanation is given to what he was doing, the emphasis. So the two rules, okay, and we'll just brush up a little more with the rules. So the first rule is, it starts in the past, it started and is still continuing. The first rule, which is the first rule for present perfect continuous tense, it starts in the past and is still continuing. We have been working on the project for 6 months. Okay, so for 6 months, again the clue word for is there given to you. So we have been working, we started 6 months back and is still working. Okay, so another example would be, let's take the pandemic itself, the COVID-19. The pandemic deaths have been rising, right? The pandemic deaths have been rising. So that again shows this pandemic started in the past. It's been several months now that it started. It's not stopping, or it is not coming down. The whole casualty and the catastrophe that it has created is increasing day by day. So there you can use present perfect continuous tense, an action that started in the past and is still continuing. The pandemic deaths have been rising. Okay, or you can also use the continuous present continuous also. The pandemic deaths are rising day by day. That is also correct. But here you can also use the present perfect continuous to mean that the action has taken place in the past and is still continuing. So the pandemic deaths have been rising. That shows a continuous rise in the pandemic deaths. Okay. Okay. The next one, the second rule is an action that started and is completed. Okay, but with the emphasis. All right. We can use it to show the emphasis of that activity, continuing activity. The emphasis is given on that activity that is continuing, or that's an action that completed or that got finished in the past, but the explanation or the emphasis is given as a continuity. Okay, like for instance, I have been calling you for hours. I have been calling you for hours. So I have been trying to contact you, but then I am not able to contact you. So it started and it's over. But when you see the person, you tell, or when you get the call, when you eventually manage to call the person, you would say, see, I have been trying to, or I have been calling you for hours. So the emphasis gives to an action that started in the past and is completed, but you give an explanation or an emphasis on that activity. Okay, then they have been waiting for us. So they have been waiting in the restaurant, or they have been waiting to meet the teacher, and the teacher has not come. So the parents have been waiting. So it shows that then when the teacher finally comes, the office staff would say the parents have been waiting for you. So the emphasis, they have been, it's a past action, and finally when you arrive the action is completed, but then you give an explanation, the emphasis to an activity. Okay, so here again there is a continuity of activity and the emphasis is explained. All right, 4 hours. So two ways you can, two rules where you use present perfect continuous tense. Okay, now we'll now look at some of the common expressions that are used in present perfect continuous tense. So let's now look at some common expression that always accompanies, or not always, often accompanies this present perfect continuous tense. We did in some of the examples we did discuss that, I hope you remember, for, since, all day, lately, recently, and many more. So these verbs, or sorry, these words often accompany the present perfect continuous tense. I hope you know the difference between for and since. You have studied that in your smaller classes, but we can just have a quick recap also. Like for instance, for shows a period of time. He has been sleeping for 5 hours, or the child has been sleeping for 5 hours, shows a period of time. Whereas since shows a point of time. Okay, I have been studying since 5 o'clock. That means that point, from there onwards, I have started studying from 5 o'clock, that point of time. Okay, I have been living in Kerala since 2000, or I have been a student of this college since 2016 or 2017. Yeah. Okay, so since shows a point of time, whereas for shows a period of time. That's the difference. You have to keep that in mind. So the first one, the common expression with for, I have been studying for 3 hours. That also you can say. So that shows a period of time. I have been studying for 3 hours shows a period of time. For 3 hours at a stretch I have been sitting and studying for, I have started in the past, I am continuing, it shows a period of time. Whereas I have been studying since 5 o'clock shows a point of time. That's the difference. I have been studying for 3 hours. 3 hours, for 3 hours shows a period of time, and I have been studying since 5 o'clock shows a point of time. That is, I started at 5, since 5 o'clock, and I am continuing. Okay, so that's the difference. Then another common expression that goes with the present perfect continuous tense most often is all day. All day, it can be all day, all night, all evening, and so on. So all afternoon. Okay, what it suggests again is that it is again it suggests that the whole day. Like for example, I'll give you an example. That's better because it won't be easy to explain it with the rule. It has been raining all day. It has been raining all day. That means it has started in the past, it started in the morning and is still continuing. Maybe now it is the evening time and now it's 4 o'clock. Even now it hasn't stopped raining, it's still continuing. So that period of time again, the whole day it has been raining. Or you can say all night, it has been raining all night, it has been raining all afternoon, and so on. So this is one common expression that comes with present perfect continuous tense, all day. Another here we are only speaking about common expressions, okay, and that too we don't have time to go in detail. So just a few common expressions that I picked up. to tell you. So next one is lately and recently. She has been exercising lately, or she has been exercising a lot lately. Now because of this pandemic, we can't go out, so we are sitting at home, we are all idle, we have become couch potatoes, sitting in front of Netflix or sitting in front of the TV or the WhatsApping or Twittering or in the Facebook. Yes, now you have all become couch potatoes. Okay, so you have all put on weight also, so no exercise. So it's better that you go for an exercise, you do some exercise like yoga, or just take a brisk walk around your house, or do some breathing exercise, so that you will be fit and fine, and that reduces your stress also. So coming back to the example, she has been exercising a lot lately. Now look at the word lately. Okay, or you can say she has been exercising a lot recently. Both are the same. Okay, so in a short while, that is just before now, she has been, or she has started exercising lately. Just before this present time, she has started exercising lately. She never used to, but now she has, started exercising. She has been exercising a lot lately, and she is looking healthy. Okay, now let's move on to the next very important section of present perfect tense. Now you understood the rule of present perfect continuous tense. No, sorry, not present perfect tense, present perfect continuous tense. Now you understood the rule of present perfect continuous tense. Has or have been, has or have been plus the ing form. Has been or have been plus the ing form. Okay, and where do you use it? For an action that started in the past and is completed, or for an action that is still continuing. It started in the past and is still continuing. The action which got completed, it is used to give an emphasis on the activity that you were doing. Clear? Alright. Now let's move on to the most important section. Now, where and how do we know which all verbs we should use with it? See, in present perfect tense, we studied I did tell you to learn some of the irregular verbs. I did send it to you through WhatsApp. I don't know how many of you have got it. Whatever it is, it is available in Google. You can just search for it. The regular and irregular verbs. Unless and until you understand these regular and irregular verbs, you will not be able to write present perfect properly. Without knowing the V3 form of the verb, it is impossible to get a correct answer to present perfect tense. So please learn the irregular verbs. If you know, well and good. If you don't know, because these are things that you study at school, be it state syllabus, be it CBSE or the ICSE, you learn it at smaller classes everywhere. Especially the state syllabus, they are more into grammar. Okay, they give prime importance to grammar. You learn grammar, so you have already learned the irregular verbs. So brush them up, or look or do a small research if you don't know. Okay, regular and irregular verbs. Now likewise, here in present perfect continuous tense also, we have two types of verbs. In English, we have two types of verbs. They call the dynamic verbs and the stative verbs. Okay, the dynamic verbs and the stative verbs. Stative. Now, dynamic, we mostly have the verbs, we mostly have dynamic words. Like for instance, we have verbs like run, eat, work, all these actions, they are dynamic. They are dynamic verbs. Example for dynamic verbs would be eat, run, etc. Sleep, work, etc. Whereas example or statitive verbs on the other hand are different. They are different from the action type of verbs or the dynamic verbs. I'm not speaking about the action. Again, that will lead to a lot of confusion. So they are different from the dynamic verbs. Stative verbs, I can give you examples. There are more stative verbs. I want you to find these stative verbs do a little bit of research and find out the stative verbs. So you have verbs like think, feel, believe, love. Very important verb, understand. Now I'll tell you why. Even I make mistake here. This verb is a stative verb. It's not a dynamic verb, it's a stative verb. Now, why I stress on the point that you must know the difference between the two. You must understand which all verbs form dynamic and which all ones are stative, because only the stative verbs do not go with the present perfect continuous tense. You cannot use stative verbs with any continuous tense. You cannot say I am loving it. It is different. It is incorrect. Though you have heard of advertisements or you have heard of maybe it comes in some rap music, but they are just used to again to defamiliarize the setting or to catch your attention. They are grammatically wrong. Okay. For instance, I have been knowing him for 2 years. Now let me write it down and you will follow it. Look at these two sentences. See, the word know, the verb know is a stative verb, and therefore it cannot be used in any continuous tense, especially the present perfect continuous tense. You cannot use it here. I have been knowing John for years. No, or for 2 years. No, you cannot use that. It is incorrect. Okay, this is wrong. I have been knowing John for many years. No, why? See, the tense is correct. Have been knowing ing form, you will definitely jump up and say, okay, this is present continuous tense. But the expression or the sentence itself is incorrect, because you cannot use stative verbs with which one? The continuous tense, the present continuous tense. For that, what should you do? You should know which all verbs are stative and which are dynamic. So here, since know is a dynamic verb, you can use it only with which one? You can use it with the present perfect tense and not with the present perfect continuous tense. So when you understand dynamic verbs, the difference between dynamic verbs and the stative verbs, it will be easier for you to understand where you should use them. So stative verbs do not accompany the continuous tense, do not accompany the present. Now here, since we are doing present perfect continuous, it does not accompany the present perfect continuous tense. Another common mistake that we make, or most of you make, is he has been, next sentence, he has been liking this book. He has been liking this book. It should be he has liked this book always, or all his life. Now, he has been liking this book all his life. That is incorrect, because like again is a stative verb, and therefore you cannot use liking, the word liking, with the continuous tense. So it is incorrect to say he has been liking this book all his life. It is incorrect. Okay, it should be in the present perfect tense. He has liked. He has liked. Has plus V3 form of the verb like. He has liked this book all his life. It shouldn't be liking. Has been liking, because like is a stative. Like is a which verb? It is a stative verb. Okay. All right, what did I say here? I think I said it is a dynamic verb. No is a stative verb. Okay, sorry, I went wrong. No is a stative verb, and therefore you cannot use it with the present perfect continuous tense. You can only use it with the present perfect tense. It is not a stative verb. It is not a dynamic verb. It is a stative verb. Okay, I think by mistake I said dynamic somewhere. No, it is a stative verb. No is a stative verb. Like is a stative verb, and hence we cannot use it there. Okay. Another one is understand. I don't have space to write it, so I'll just tell you. Many of us, many teachers, many students, many people use this incorrectly. Understand is a stative verb. It cannot be used with the continuous tense. So you can't say the students have not been understanding the lecture. It is incorrect, because understand is a stative verb, and therefore the ing form does not accompany it. The students have not understood it. That should be the way you should be using the verb. The students have not understood it. Okay, I am not able to understand what you are trying to tell me. Not I am not able to or I am not understanding what you are trying to tell me. That is incorrect, because understand is a stative verb. Clear? All right. So the continuous in the continuous tenses, you do not use stative verbs. You use them in other tenses like perfect tenses. You don't use the stative verbs in continuous tenses. All right, how do you form the present perfect continuous tense? You form them by adding what is the order of the sentence? It is subject plus have been or has been plus verb plus ing form. I have been learning English. All right. He has been learning English. Learn is not a Startative verb. Okay. So I have been learning English. He has been learning English, and so on. Alright. So once you have got the idea of present perfect continuous, shall we move on to the negative form of the present perfect continuous tense? Yes, shall we? Okay. So how do you form the negative present perfect or the negative side of the present perfect tense, negative sentence? How do you form it? I have not been learning English. So the not is inserted in between have and been. Clear? I have not been learning English. So where do you put the not? In between have and been. You have not been learning English. He has not been learning English. She has not been learning English. It has not been learning English. We have not been learning English. They have not been learning English. Or you, the whole class as a plural, have not been learning English. Now how do you put it in the question form? How do you put it in the question form? In the question form, again things get inverted. So first you use have. Have I been learning English? So you use have first, the helping verb first, and then you use the subject, put the subject, and then been plus the ing form. So have plus subject plus what? Been plus the ing form. That would be very complex, isn't it? Just studying the rules. So let's go by the examples. Have I been learning English? Have you been learning English? Has she been learning English? Has he been learning English? Has it been learning English? Have we been learning English? Have they been learning English? Yes, so that is how you form the question. So have plus the subject plus been plus ing form. So have plus the subject I plus been learning the ing form English, the object. Okay, so have I been learning English? Has she been learning English? Have we been learning English, and so on. Alright. Now for your homework, I'm just going to read it. Let me see how far, let me test your listening skills. It's been a while since I gave you homework, right? So we'll take this up in the discussion session. I'll just read out the sentences, frame the sentences, or write the answers in a notebook and just send me the picture. All right, in the discussion session. The first one is, I am bored. I am bored. It dash, you continue with the sentence, okay. I am bored. It dash, in brackets write rain, in brackets write rain, 4 hours, 4 hours, manikkurugal, 4 hours. I am bored, full stop. It dash, in brackets rain, 4 hours. Okay. The second one is dash, in brackets, right, open brackets, right, you slash use, dash, open brackets, you slash use, 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 close bracket. My computer again, my computer again, question mark. Dash, open bracket, you slash use, close bracket, my computer again, question mark. It's a question mark. Don't forget to put the question mark. The third one, my neighbor's children dash argue all morning. My neighbor's children dash argue all morning. Argue all morning. Okay. Argue all morning. Full stop. The next one, fourth one, you dash open brackets. Argue should be in bracket, okay. Argue is in bracket, the earlier one. My neighbor's children dash argue in brackets all morning, okay. Next, fourth one, you dash in brackets, right, not study. You dash in brackets, right, not study. It's a negative sentence. Not study, close brackets, for maths exam. For maths exam. Fifth one, Mel, M-E-L, it's a name of a person. Mel, or any name as you like. Mel looks really tired. Mel looks really tired. Okay. Dash, open brackets, she/work. Open brackets, she/work. Close brackets. All night. All night. She/work. All night. Question mark. It's a question. Dash, open brackets, she/work, close bracket, all night, question mark. Okay, that's it. You just write that much. So thank you. Until we meet next time, thank you and keep safe.